Hi everyone, thank you for watching.
We are driving through the United States from coast to coast with Washington, D.C. as our final destination.
And we are looking for Americans that want to talk to us about the state of their country, the upcoming elections and how they see their future.
And we want to invite you all on our road to the White House.
I'm Leon.
And I'm Nick.
And
today we're in...
Question, who are you voting for? Trump, excellent.
Make it easy.
Why?
Economy, border, security, make this country safer.
Yeah.
Law enforcement.
What is
military.
Okay, yeah. No, the question is, who are you voting for and why? Pass?
That's understandable.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What is the first thing that the newly elected president should do? Like, what's your top issue?
Education, military.
Oh,
Okay.
Education and military?
Yeah.
Okay.
all right. Interesting.
And what's the problem with it now? Like, you want to improve it in...
Okay, no worries.
Okay, so who are you voting for and why?
Kamala.
Kamala. Oh.
It is an easy answer for us, I think.
And why is it an easy answer for you?
Me and her, we've been best friends for a while, and I think after the 2016 election, there was definitely a starting of a divide, for sure. We even saw it in Obama's election, but there was starting of a divide, and it was heavy for us as women, I think, in this country. And it was like 2016, we're like, what's gonna happen after this? And it wasn't reassuring for sure.
For me also, it was as a woman and just like making sure that our rights, our future daughters or our nieces or any woman in the world that should have the right to have autonomy over their own bodies was something that I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. No. That for me is top of. And then also growing up in Sonoma County, where it's highly influenced by agriculture and the type of workers that are needed to have that be a sustainable industry, their rights were also getting taken away. And immigrants and undocumented workers who are coming here and actually working really hard and making a better life for themselves and their families, and to have that become a fear tactic was really difficult to be around. And it was just heavy all around in that aspect as well.
Seeing that these people were heavily influenced by a certain agenda that was against their agenda, but they thought it was for them, it's hard to come back. It's hard to watch.
And so if you see what Trump said, for example, that he wants to bring the choice back to the state for Roe v. Wade, do you think that's a good thing or not?
I think we're spoiled in California for sure, so it's hard for us to speak on that. But I don't.
Personally, I don't believe what he says. I think he's going to say anything he needs to just get elected.
Okay.
Personally.
When 9/11 happened, that the Republicans and the Democrats basically didn't exist because it was one America.
Yeah.
What could happen that brings people back together? Does it need a disaster, or is there some better way?
I think there's been like a huge shift since we were younger of this the shift. There's no longer a middle class. It's rich versus poor, and there's been a continuous shift since then, and we're losing the middle class. So I think this disparaging of the upper class, showing us working class that it's us versus them, it works in their favor because we're easier to control, right? So I think it would take a lot. I think it would take a huge revolution of the working class to overthrow the upper class and continue that gap, or continue to shrink that gap.
And it's dark as it may sound, I think it's the older generations needing to, once they're gone and the younger generations can come up with their mindset and the way that they see and feel the world, I think that is what's needed, because the people of that old mindset are still in power very much and not relinquishing it. And even though younger generations feel like they're in power, it's just not there yet. I think that once that happens and that kind of shift occurs is when we're going to see more of the country coming together, because it's hard.
Just fighting against the establishment at the
Yes,
moment.
exactly.
That's been there for a very long time.
So us newer generations, us working class, just working against this new shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also it speaks to that we can't afford any property or housing too. We
know.
all are renters
Yeah.
on this
Yeah,
land.
yeah,
It says
Yeah.
a huge thing about the economy and where we're at right now too, and how much control we have even
Yeah.
over this country.
And what do you think Harris is going to do against it? Have you seen policies that she's changing, or you think she's actually a good leader, or how do you see her?
I think it's difficult to tell with any new president coming in because I think 4 years is such a small amount.
Yeah.
And once that new president comes in, if it doesn't do a full 8 years, they're getting chastised for what is
smallest
now
things.
happening from the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And then taking credit for anything good that happened that they actually didn't implement, because whatever they're going to do in their 4-year time isn't going to actually be seen or make a difference until the next presidency.
Yeah.
They have no control over.
No.
They have very little control over the economy, the gas prices, all those things. But those are constantly being paired with administration, and that's not good.
But I do think she has a good balance where she's not uber liberal. She still has a more conservative side of her, technically on a political scale. And I think that she has a better, I think she's more realistic.
More
And I
realistic.
think it's politics, right? So they're all playing a game. And I do believe that she is going to have the people not in power's best interest in heart. I hope.
So you just said that it takes usually 8 years to get your full plans rolled out.
Sure.
If
She's been there now for 4 years. You think she's going to continue on what she's working on, or
We'll see with the American people.
I hope so.
Yeah, we hope so, right?
And she'll have more power because she's not just going to be VP. And the first female president, first black female president.
So it will be a great change, and I think we saw this a little bit with Obama. He was the first true moderate president we've seen in a really long time.
We're trying to be hopeful. We're also not getting our hopes up.
Yeah, we're also getting our dual citizenship elsewhere.
Yes. We're having that lined up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.